Hello, good morning. It's 9:45. I'm TK, and this is Coach on the Rocks. Lovely to see you here. Give me a like, give me a comment, or drop me a message if you enjoy my daily streams. Because today I wanted to talk about collaboration and leadership teams. So, Sara Nilsson and Gregory LeStage, I think. It's interesting how I try to remember the names and I forget. But they published a wonderful article about senior leadership teams, and they're in the descriptions. Sorry if I butchered your names or forgot. I have to find a way to make sure they're displayed. But the interesting thing is that they wrote an article about leadership teams, senior leadership teams, and how they behave, how they can add so much to an organization. And as always, well, most of the times I want to provide some of my perspective working with senior leadership teams myself, which is, as though I agree with most of what the wonderful authors have published, it's an interesting thing that most leaders don't work in teams. I'm sure that I'm quite confident that a lot of your organizations, dear viewers, in your organization, senior leaders call themselves a leadership team, but are they really? Is it that, they just call it like that, but they work separately? Sometimes they do have turf wars, and it's a bit of a problem. Actually, next week in Birmingham, on the World of Learning, I'm actually delivering a seminar regarding how to build these teams and how they're effective. But maybe another perspective to add to that, if you're not in Birmingham, if you are, make your way there. It's a free, great conference, the World of Learning. But if you're not, the thing is, as we can help create senior leadership teams, and this is what we do at Humble Associates quite a lot, and we do it under the auspices and the ways of work of agility. We call them agile leadership teams, and it works really great. And we've got some great examples and great case studies. More on that in Birmingham, and maybe later on in the next episodes of Coach on the Rocks. The interesting thing is, how can you set yourself up correctly to have a senior leadership team? How can you have a long-term plan to get it going? And what I wanted to talk about is promoting leaders that focus on collaboration rather than just individual results. Now, that's an interesting thing. Naturally, what we do is we promote high achievers. We promote the go-getters. We promote the people that, can deliver. Now, collaborators, what they do, on the other hand, they focus on more of a collective approach. The team delivers, and thus they might not shine as much, and thus they might not be promoted as much, and thus they might not reach the senior leadership team often enough. So that's an interesting one, right? Because we promote individual achievers. The collaborators might be slower to get there or get left behind. And thus, what do you get in senior leadership teams? Obviously, teams of individual achievers. Now, the interesting thing is, how do you set up your organization that you actually can recognize the collaboration? You can recognize that this is an amazing talent that leaders have to be able to collaborate, and this makes a wider organization successful. It's a big shift in thinking. It starts by demonstrating culture. So your current leaders need to shift to be more collaborative, to quote unquote breed more leaders in the organization that are collaborative. So it feels like a chicken and egg scenario. But you can do smaller things. If you work in HR or L&D, for instance, in your goals, in your OKRs, have a component of collaboration. Have a notion that the team's success is an organization's success and it's their success. But have it really rewarded, not just something you say. And second of all, demonstrate this behavior. You demonstrate it yourself. You work as a team. I work with one organization that every time there is like more than one person on the email, it's like, hi team. At first I thought it's a bit cringy, but it makes sense that you call yourself a team. As long as you are really a team. I mean, if you're not, at least calling yourself that may become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So again, if you promote primarily individual achievers, you won't get a senior leadership team. If you can recognize the collaborators in your organization and promote them, chances are it will breed more collaborators in the organization, and you will get more collaborators in the senior levels of your organization, which I think is really valuable, and I encourage you to find ways to do that. With that, hope you will have a great day, and I will see you again in the next episode of Coach on the Rocks tomorrow. Bye-bye.